Hi, everyone. We are so excited to be here today for the Plant Power Challenge here at the Center for Wellness in Benton Harbor, Michigan. My name is Camille Adams. I'm our registered dietitian here at Corewell Health South, and I am joined by our wonderful Chef Cam.
Hello, how's everybody?
We are itching with excitement, but we have to be formal and present this wonderful plant-based food for you all. We would love to know how many people are out there cooking with us, alongside us. So pop something in the chat, maybe tell us about your favorite food, or raise your hand so we can do a head count. Today, we are so excited to present our theme is Get Your Grain On.
Grain on.
Get your grain on.
Get your grain on.
Get your grain on. We are getting our grains on, and we're going to talk about the importance of whole grains, why they're so good for your diet, and we're going to highlight two wonderful recipes that feature our whole grains. What are we cooking today?
All right, well, first we're going to start off with our apple cinnamon baked oatmeal cups.
Yum.
And then we also have our Mediterranean Greek salad, grain salad. I'm sorry,
Yes,
don't let
it's
me.
like a Greek salad.
It is kind of like a Greek salad. Just need some feta cheese. That's about it. So those will be the two recipes that we will be working on today. We will start with the apple cinnamon cups because that's going to be the longest process. So once we get that going, we'll kind of transition into the other recipe, which is going to be a lot shorter, a lot more painless.
Yes. I'm really excited about these apple cinnamon baked oatmeal cups because they could be something you could prep ahead for breakfast, or they could be something for a dessert at night.
Healthy snack.
And I feel like kids would love this too.
They probably would.
You think your daughters would like this?
My youngest would definitely like it.
Yes. You want to say shout out to the kids at home watching?
They at school right now, so they better not be watching.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our apple cinnamon baked oatmeal cups. If you're cooking along with us, let's go ahead and start. The only thing that we really have done is prep and wash all of our produce. So everything that you're seeing us do is going to be in real time. Our oven is preheated to 350, so go ahead and do that if you haven't already. And let's go ahead and start.
All right.
So we are starting with 3 cups of rolled oats here.
We are.
Yes.
Got all our measuring utensils right here.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if I should take these off.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. So while he's doing this, I can talk about the benefits of rolled oats, which is a super common whole grain. It's very common in my household and many households. I know some people may even have some bad memories of being forced to eat oatmeal growing up.
I love oatmeal.
I love oatmeal too. I love oatmeal too. I even loved it before I was a dietitian. Now, my problem was I like those instant oats, the brown sugar maple syrup with a big thing of butter. Yes, that is what we had growing up. So now the way that I make oatmeal is still really delicious, but we want to add some more fiber into it. And so a really easy swap instead of doing instant oats is using rolled oats. They take about 5 minutes to boil over the stove, so they're really easy. They don't take that much more time. You can even use an overnight oat if you want it, and those are really simple recipes as well. On the Culinary Medicine website, we have some overnight oat recipes, and they are amazing.
Overnight oats, steel cut oats, the quick oats, all the oats will really work. So
yes.
Definitely mix it up and do a variety of oats if you like.
Yes, absolutely. And are you preparing our dry bowl right now?
Doing the dry bowl right now, and then we'll get into the wet stuff. And once we do that, everything has to sit for 5 minutes or so, and then we'll move on.
Okay, wonderful. Great. And so continue talking about our rolled oats. He already put them in the bowl, and now we're adding some ground cinnamon.
Yeah.
Rolled oats have a ton of fiber, and that is why whole grains are so good for you. So as a dietitian, I love to tell people, we want you to have carbs. Carbs are so good for you, but we want them to be healthy carbs. And so I can get into later about why carbs have a bad reputation. We're trying to show you how good they can be. Whole grains, and we want half of the grains that people eat to be whole grains. Whole grains are full of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and this is something that I didn't even learn until I was a dietitian, that whole grain means the whole grain. Now, I know that sounds kind of silly, but growing up, I always heard, Cheerios, heart healthy, whole grain. I never knew what that meant until I saw a picture of a whole grain versus a stripped down grain. So even think of whole wheat flour versus regular flour. When you use the whole entire grain, you're getting everything. You're getting the germ, the bran, the endosperm. All of those things contain vitamins and minerals and fiber that when you take a bleached product, you don't get. That's why we really want people to have whole grains, and they also fill you up more than something like a, muffin or something with white sugar would. Okay, so I love chalk.
Yeah.
We just
All right.
added some
All right.
salt. We
Salt,
added some
cinnamon
salt.
so far.
Okay, great.
And let's see, I think that's it for the dry. And now we're gonna get into the wet bowl.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I know that people are very eager to see the chopping part. Obviously, there's not a ton of chopping in this recipe. We will dice an apple, but our next recipe, you will see Cam's wonderful, wonderful knife skills right in front of us. Yes. Okay, let's talk about some other ingredients. We're adding some soy milk.
Yep.
Great. I think a lot of people ask me about soy products as a dietitian. So we actually recommend, if you are lactose intolerant or if you're looking for a milk alternative, that using a soy milk is one of the best non-dairy milk replacements that you can use. And let me tell you why. Soy is a complete protein. So just like regular dairy milk, and it has lots of vitamins and minerals, and it's a complete protein, you can get a little full from it. Soy milk does the same thing. Whereas an oat milk or an almond milk, even though it's great for lactose friendly, anyone who has a lactose allergy or a lactose intolerance, it doesn't have that complete protein in it. So it's not necessarily a one-on-one replacement with regular milk. We love to use it in our plant-based recipes. Ooh, what do we have
We
there?
are adding our applesauce
Ooh,
now.
applesauce. I
Great.
love me some applesauce.
That's gonna give it kind of that sweetness that in combination with the cinnamon and stuff that we're looking for without adding a ton of sugar.
Oh, I love that. And we're always trying to do less added sugar. And I think a lot of people wonder, how in these sweet treats can I do it? How can we have less sugar? But using things like an applesauce is a great way. And can you talk about the moisture that it can add too?
Definitely. It's definitely gonna add some moisture without needing like butter and things like that. On top of the sweetness, it's gonna give it a more rich texture.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen people use applesauce as like a replacement in some recipes, like an egg replacement
Absolutely.
or
It can be a
something like
binder
that.
too.
Really? It can be a binder. I didn't know that.
Yep, you can definitely use it as a binder.
Wow, that's amazing. Just
Okay.
gonna set some of our stuff to the
We are
side.
almost through our wet batter. So now we got our applesauce in. We are getting our maple syrup in there with a
Yum.
quarter cup of maple syrup.
Mm. Now, people always ask me about, is maple syrup healthier than sugar, or is honey healthier than sugar? When it comes to the carbohydrate content, they are comparable, but they tend to be less processed than white cane sugar, or especially less processed than high fructose corn syrup. So they are great, and they just add, again, a little bit of that sweetness without overdoing it. Wonderful. I can take these out of your way.
Awesome. Thank you.
We have some lovely assistants that are off camera
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, we got to shout them out too.
I want to shout out our lovely off-camera assistants. We have our Mila over there. We
Mila
have
J.
Elena, who you saw last week. Killed it.
Killed it.
We have Jamin with technology. Woo! Anyone who can help us with the technology. We're so thankful for.
Yeah. Not the most tech savvy crew here.
Ooh.
That's for sure.
Okay,
All right. So now we are adding our flaxseed meal.
flaxseed. Ooh, how much?
We are doing 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of flaxseed.
Mhm.
Flaxseed is a healthy fat because it's a seed, right? When we tell people to have healthy fats in their diet, we always say nuts and seeds. People are very familiar with chia seeds. Those are great. They add a lot of fiber, omega-3s, but flax seeds are like chia seeds' fun golden cousin. Also, flax seeds can be used as a binder. What are we using the flaxseed for in replace of today?
The flaxseed is going to be, it's going to kind of coexist with the oats. So it's almost like a binder with the applesauce.
Yes.
The applesauce is going to give it that rich, kind of creamier texture, and the flaxseed is going to help kind of just hold everything together.
Yeah, wonderful. Yep. And you can use it instead of an egg. It's great. And again, you're getting that extra fiber, extra healthy fat. It's just adding more to your diet. That's what we like to talk
So
about with whole
now we
grains.
just need the almond butter.
Okay, wonderful. I think we have so many ingredients. Oh, here
There
it
it
is,
is.
right
There
there.
it is.
We have so
Oh,
many
I saw
wonderful
it.
ingredients in front of us. Ooh, and almond butter is great as a substitute for peanut butter. And especially the almond butter we have right now is a natural almond butter. So once he's done using it, I can look at the ingredients and tell you what's in there.
And we're doing 2 tablespoons
Mhm.
of almond butter.
Yum. I really like almond butter. I really, really like almond butter. Wonderful. We're just moving some ingredients out of our way so you can really see what's going on.
I'm using
Wonderful.
half tablespoons. That's the reason I'm putting 4 in there.
Okay. You gotta do with what you got.
Yeah,
You gotta do with what you got. Ooh, and it already smells
smells really good.
really good.
Really good.
Should we eat it raw? I mean, all these ingredients you technically
I
could
would
eat
say you
raw.
could, yeah.
You could.
No egg or anything like that in there.
Yes, you could technically eat
So
them
we
raw.
are fine with that.
Great. Okay,
And
so
that,
oh yeah, of
thank
course
you,
I got that
ma'am.
for you. Great. So Kim, I'm wondering right now before I know we gotta keep moving on, but I know one of the steps is to let ingredients rest,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, I just gotta add the last ingredient, which is the vanilla.
Okay, great.
And where did that little bottle go?
Oh, we may have taken the vanilla, but we will get
Okay.
it back.
We got it right back.
We will get it right back.
Thank you.
So yes, in this step with our wet ingredients, the one we just added the flaxseed into, we want to let it sit for 5 minutes as you see on the directions. And that's because, like we said, that flaxseed is a binder and we really need to let it get in there with all of the liquids and make it a little bit thicker to bind it up. So while that sits, we're going to move on in a second to kind of getting our farro started. Yes, because that takes also quite a bit of time to bake, but if you time everything right, the farro and the oat cups can be done around the same time.
Absolutely.
And we love to save people time. Don't we love to save time?
Oh, yeah. Time and money.
Time and money, right?
Time and money.
And
And this is, yeah, go ahead. Go
what
ahead.
is something about plant-based that it can save you? Money. If you do it right. Now, Morningstar, Impossible, they're gonna cost you, and they may cost you with your health too, because some of the ingredients in there are not that good.
Yeah.
But if you do a whole foods, plant-based diet, you can save quite a bit of money.
Okay, so now we got everything mixed. We're gonna let that rest. And we're gonna move on and get our farro started.
Awesome.
So we got our 2 cups of water that we're gonna start to get boiling. And that shouldn't take, I mean,
We got a
5,
quick
6 minutes.
we got a quick stove.
Yeah.
Tell us about our stove.
Yeah, these induction stoves they can be tricky, but they work really well when they work. So, this should only take 5, 6 minutes or so to get boiling. But the trick is to get it turned on.
Yeah, sometimes our water spills out, but these are wonderful, wonderful stoves. We love to use them in our
Yep.
culinary medicine classes. So here at South at the Center for Wellness, you may have never heard of this. You may be a Corewell employee watching along with us. Hi. You may just be someone from the community. You may be from Grand Rapids, joining from West. You may come from the East. Yeah, so we want to say hi to you and we would love to invite you to some of our culinary medicine classes. We are so grateful that West has invited us to be a part of this challenge. So we could tell you if you're in the Southwest Michigan region, we would love, love, love for you to come to some of our classes. Yes, yes, yes.
Should probably tell them about center. This is kind of focused on around the hypertension and high blood pressure recipes. So I think we should probably speak on that now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I know you still need to dice this apple. I don't want to take that away from you, but we are doing culinary medicine classes here at South for the Center for Wellness. We do something called Centered, which is our chronic disease focus of our culinary classes. We have done programs for hypertension, so high blood pressure. You come, you get some nutrition education, and chef walks us through wonderful recipes, appetizer, entree, dessert that are delicious, plant-based, or they're a hybrid, a little bit of a flexitarian. And when you're eating them, you know that they're good for your health. So it's really taking the education, and that's why I love culinary medicine.
Oh,
Culinary medicine takes the education from going from a handout to using those practical skills. That's why I really love it. As you can see right now, our chef is dicing our apple. Oh, it just looks so good. I want to take a bite out of that
that's a
apple.
really nice crispy apple too.
Yes. Now I see you kind of holding your hand in a way where it's protecting your fingers. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, so you always want to use the claw technique, and that's what I like to call it. Some people may just call it keep your fingers out of the way, but that's the whole gist of it. So if you do the claw technique, you got this part of your finger to rest on instead of your fingertips. Now, I have seen fingertips get hit in kitchens, and it's not a pretty sight. So always try to rest it.
Oh, yes, I have too. Very scary. And I may have been one.
Oh, yeah.
I may have been one of these people. So he's going ahead and dicing our apple, which is a great ingredient. Again, whole foods. It has wonderful apples, wonderful fiber in it. And it just adds like, a layer of sweetness. I think you hear our water boiling, so you
Yes,
may have
it
to go,
is.
go over there and put our farro in it. Like I said, these stoves are quick.
Oh, yeah, we're rolling.
Oh,
So we're
these
gonna go
stoves are
ahead and
quick.
we're
So
gonna
go
get that
pause
farro
the
in.
apple.
Yeah,
Pause an apple.
because we are rolling.
Keeping going on the theme of our culinary medicine classes, we are also starting in February to launch our diabetes culinary medicine class, which I am so excited about. So we're going to make sure that we're giving recipes, culinary education, and diabetes nutrition education. That will launch February 25th. So if you're an employee of Corewell or someone in the Southwest community, come and see us at the Center for Wellness in Benton Harbor. We would absolutely, absolutely love to have you.
Oh, yeah.
And our programs are free here. They're very, very low barriers for people signing up. So all we got to do is go on our website, Center for Wellness, and we are technically part of, like I said, Corewell Health South system.
All right, so we got the farro, brought it back to a boil, and then we just cut it off, and it's just gonna kind of rest and absorb all of that water. The ratio is really pretty much the same as like cooking just regular white rice or brown rice. It's like a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you had 2 cups of water, 1 cup of your grain.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, now you're going back to dicing those apples, and we can zoom in on that beautiful dice. Let me make sure everyone can see. I know a lot of people want to see the chopping. The chopping part is so important. Honestly, sometimes people even tell me as a dietitian, we just want to see the recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Just show us how to cook it.
Something about the action stuff that kind of intrigues everyone.
Just show us how to cook it.
That's how I was. I didn't care what the meal was. I just wanted to see you prepare it, cook it, and chop it, and peel it, and all of that stuff. So kind of the same thing.
Wonderful, wonderful. And since we're using our farro, I can go ahead and talk about farro. Farro is another wonderful whole grain that we use. It's absolutely amazing. When I just look at this nutritional label, and that's part of our process is looking at our nutritional labels. I see for 1/4 of a cup, it's 190 calories, low sodium. There's actually no sodium, only 1 gram of fat, 5 grams of fiber, 38 grams of carbs, and actually 6 grams of protein.
There we go.
So whole grains, because they're using the whole entire grain, also tend to have higher protein in them. And our ingredients here is 1 ingredient, organic pearled farro. So it's wonderful. And you can cook it to your bag instructions. There are different types of ways to cook it. You can use it on a stovetop. You can do a pre-soak method to make it even quicker, a slow cooker, a multi-cooker. You can do quick farro, and that still has a good amount of fiber in it too. Okay, great. So while you're doing that, I'm going to uncover this just so that you can keep doing your apples.
Okay.
But I just want to talk about how important eating whole grains are. Like I said in the beginning, we want to make sure that half of our grains are whole grains. And that is because they're so good for you. And there's so many places to find them. There really is so many places to find them. I absolutely love to eat whole grains. We've used rolled oats. We've used farro. Tell us in the chat or ask a question if you want. What is your favorite type of whole grain?
Right.
What is your favorite type? Because we would love to know.
Well,
Great. Yeah.
all right. So
Wonderful. You got our beautiful diced apples. Love it.
we're calling for a cup, but I need a 1/4 of a cup to the side.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be the perfect.
Whoa, that looks perfect. Is there enough for a bite for me?
Yep, absolutely. Quality control. Gotta do it.
I'm gonna steal it.
Right. All right, so we let the mixture sit. You think it's been 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
so.
definitely been 5 minutes. We can start
And you
moving
can-
on with this
you can see
recipe.
it's starting to thicken up too,
Oh, that looks great.
all that
That looks absolutely
flaxseed
great.
and everything in there.
And Camille, you
Yes.
asked about favorite grains. I'm seeing quinoa, Camus, farro, or some of the
I
ones that
personally
people
love
have
quinoa.
mentioned so far?
Love that. Thank you for interacting with us in the comments. What'd you just say?
No, I love quinoa.
Oh, we got a
Love it.
quinoa lover right over here as
Yep.
well. You know what? Quinoa is not my absolute favorite, but there are ways to prepare it that I really, really like. One way that I like to prepare it is putting it all on a sheet pan after it's cooked and baking it on high, maybe 375 for like 5 minutes. It becomes crispy, and you can put it as a salad topping.
Nice. Now we are going to add our
Ooh.
liquid mixture to our dry.
Oh, that looks so good.
And make sure you scrape the sides of the bowl because you want to get all of that out of there, or as much as possible.
Love that. Love it. Love it. This is the recipe I want, and I'm so happy that I can eat after this. And those of you who are cooking along with us, I hope that you are enjoying eating too. That is some of the most fun part about cooking, is that you can enjoy the eating part afterwards. That's my favorite.
Absolutely.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go and check on our farro real quick because I want to make sure that it is down. Oh, it looks perfect.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
down to a simmer. And we're just gonna let that simmer uncovered for about 25 minutes. And like he said, it's just gonna absorb all that water and be a wonderful grain. If you don't want to use farro in this recipe, you could use other whole grains. I have a question for you as a chef before
Okay.
we put these in our cups. How do you make whole grains taste good?
Different ways, depending on what you're cooking. So me specifically, I like to cook a lot of my grains in like a veggie stock.
Oh,
And that kind of,
yum,
instead of
yum.
just using the water, the vegetable stock kind of adds that extra flavor, that little bit of salt that you're looking for without having to add the salt. And if you're gonna use veggie stock, make sure it's low sodium to no sodium
Great
stock.
tip.
You definitely don't want to be adding extra salt to your diet if you can avoid it.
There we go.
For like quinoa, for me personally, I love to put honey in my quinoa or
Describing our baking
balsamic
dish.
vinegar.
Oh, balsamic vinegar is
Balsamic
so
vinegar,
good.
absolutely.
I love to use balsamic vinegar to replace soy sauce.
Yeah.
Because it has that deep, rich flavor.
Yep. And then you can reduce it. If you reduce it down to make a glaze out of it, you kind of bring the sweetness out of that vinegar. So that's I like to go with the glaze more so with the quinoa than I do just the vinegar itself.
Oh, Cam and I have a running joke where we pronounce balsamic
Balsamic.
balsamic. I don't know why
Right.
that tickles us so much.
No, that's pretty funny.
Okay, back to our
Okay.
plant power challenge. What's
So
our next
now-
step? Everything's
Well,
mixed.
yep, mixing that up. And I'm gonna mix these apples into this. And then we're gonna save these apples over here on the side because we're gonna top them with those apples. when they go
Wonderful.
into the cups.
So I can't eat them all?
Not all of them. You can
Okay.
probably get like one more.
Okay, maybe I'll take a
Yeah, you can
little
get like
bit.
one. That's okay.
Such a beautiful dice, by the way.
Thank you.
You really have those skills. I
Thanks.
love working with you in a team.
It's a good time.
We do have a
We
good.
have a really good time.
Yes.
The people that we work with seem to enjoy it as well. All the classes that we teach, and I mean, it becomes like a family environment.
It does. We really do feel like a family here. That's also something we love about culinary medicine is food brings people together.
1/3 cup.
Food brings people together. Food is love. Oh, there's a cup right there for you,
Oh,
actually.
look at you.
We also have some baking spray. We did not have any olive oil baking spray, but you could use that and avocado oil baking spray.
Did you happen to spray it already?
I did not.
Okay.
We did not. We're going to spray our liners because when we use our whole grains, even though they're amazing, they tend to stick a little bit in our pan. But the good thing is in your body, they stick to you and you get all the health benefits from them. So we're going to spray our liners and then we're just going to use 1/3 of a cup and put our mixture into the baking pans and we're going to pop them in the oven. How fun is that? And that was easy.
Real easy.
That was really easy.
And it should time up pretty well with our farro.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's what we're hoping for.
Yes. Okay, great. Something that I want to talk about when we're talking about whole grains is celiac disease or gluten-free diets, specifically anything to do with gluten-free. I think a lot of people think that, oh, if I'm gluten-free, I can't have any carbs at all anymore, which just is not the case. There are carbs that are naturally gluten-free. As you know, if you are gluten-free, sometimes getting those gluten-free alternatives at the store become very costly because it's just a more costly experience to make them and to process them. So I try to tell my clients as a dietitian, what if we focus on the carbs that you can have already? right? So a naturally gluten-free carb is potatoes. Potatoes are great. They have a ton of fiber, especially if you keep that skin on. I think last week when you saw Alina and Dr. Dudley doing the Eat the Rainbow, they kept the skin on the sweet potatoes. That is something that you can do. It's not something I grew up with.
A lot of the benefits to, fruits and vegetables lie in the skin.
In the
And
skin.
a lot of people just don't know that.
Exactly, exactly. I actually just saw a dietitian colleague of mine online talking about making sure you're eating the kiwis with the skin.
Yep.
I do that, and people have always looked at me sideways for it, but I'm getting my fiber.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just like a fancy tropical apple. Think of it as a fun foreign apple that is green on the inside. And kiwis help your body produce melatonin and help you sleep. But we're not using kiwis today. We're using apples. What is another fruit that we could use in this dish if we didn't use apples?
No, we could. If you just really like kiwi, I guess you could try that. But we could definitely go with the pears.
With a pear.
Yeah, because with the pears,
I love me a pear.
because the texture is really similar, so it's going to eat pretty much the same, but the flavor, if you've eaten a pear compared to an apple, you know that the flavors are different.
Mm-hmm. It's so
But
good.
the texture is really, really similar. So if I had to sub something out, I would definitely sub pears.
Pear. Ooh, look at
And
that.
now we're just going to top this with our remaining apple.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to pop these in the oven.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll start setting up for our next recipe. But if you're cooking
Absolutely.
along with us at home, you can put those apple cinnamon baked cups in the oven and just let them do their thing. Or remember, those are going to cook for about 20 minutes and then they need to sit for 10 minutes. Why we want them to sit is they're going to solid up and continue that cooking once they come out of the oven. Wonderful. So I'll start grabbing some stuff and then our magical hands from the side will help us, as well. Thank you. Okay, so now we can start getting our ingredients around for our Mediterranean grain salad.
Okay, these are going into the oven.
Great, yummy. Remember that oven is on 350.
350.
So this Mediterranean grain salad also has a homemade dressing along with it. Ooh, thank you. A homemade dressing along with it. And I love to do a homemade dressing because one, you know exactly what's going into it. There's less processed ingredients and it's so fresh. Here are some of our ingredients for our Mediterranean grain salad.
Hey,
Wonderful. Don't you love these assistant arms that are helping us?
the assistant arms are the best.
Thank you.
Oh,
Great. Okay,
done
so
for.
here are some of our ingredients in front of us. What do we have today for the salad, chef?
Okay, so right here we have our chickpeas, which are already pre-rinsed.
Nice.
There's a can if you guys can see it.
Okay, and those are what kind of chickpea? Oh, reduced sodium.
Reduced sodium.
Great.
And rinsing them helps to reduce the sodium even more.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is what I tend to tell people is even if you're using a product that is reduced sodium, we want to make sure that we're draining and rinsing them. So that could be vegetable products, that could be beans, that could be a lot of different wonderful things, but we want to make sure that we are just continuing to rinse them off, and that will really help the overall sodium content. Great. So we have our chickpeas, lots of fiber. We have some beautiful tricolor bell peppers here as well. Oh, and now I know everyone's going to want to know, how do you cut a bell pepper?
There's different ways. A lot of people like to go with the technique where you take the top off and kind of go around the rim. I'm different with my cut technique on the peppers. It's a lot quicker for me to just go right down the middle and just pull this directly out of there.
Oh, I love it because there's so many wonderful ways that you could chop a bell pepper. And it just depends on what you like.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you like. I do it the way where you cut around it, and then you chop the top. You can chop the top off and make it lay flat and then cut around it. You can do so many different things as long as we're extracting all that goodness and that fiber.
Absolutely. And a little trick with peppers, the skin is kind of tough. So if you don't have a really sharp knife, you can run the risk of kind of hitting yourself. So if your knife isn't as sharp as you would like it, ours is pretty sharp. You can always flip it over and go flesh first instead of the skin. That makes the cutting a lot easier.
That is a nice tip.
So,
wow.
Boom. It's like butter.
Oh, but it's not.
But it's not butter. It's not butter.
It's not. And that's actually a good question that people ask me all the time, being plant-based, is how do I feel about plant-based butter or plant-based alternatives to
Mhm.
our animal-based products. And some things you just can't replicate, so don't try it. Right? So a lot of those plant-based butters tend to have palm oil in them, or maybe they're made of coconut oil, which those things are plant-based, but they're very high in saturated and trans fats. And those are things we really, our body doesn't like it, to be honest. So I like to tell people, just stick to what you know. Use your olive oil, use your avocado oil, your canola oil. Those are gonna be things that work, and they work with different cooking temperatures as well.
Just checking the Pharaoh just to make sure that we're good on these.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No problem. And the thing about this green salad that I'm most excited about is it's not really a salad in quotes in the way that people think of a salad. As you could see, there's no lettuce in our ingredients here. I mean, I think the biggest leafy green we have is this parsley, which is amazing,
Yeah.
by the way. But anything can be a salad, right? Anything with a dressing and some hearty ingredients.
Mhm.
But it's vegetable based. It's purely plant based, and it is so good. It has a texture in there with all of those fresh vegetables. And depending on, as you see, he's doing a really nice fine dice. Depending on how big you make each ingredient is going to depend on the texture that you get. Can you talk a little bit about making things around the same size for that perfect bite?
Yeah, I mean, you want to kind of keep it uniform, and it all depends on kind of the size of what you're working with at the moment. But if you keep it uniform, the bite, the crunch, the texture all kind of stay the same. Versus if you got really big chunks in one piece and really small ones in the other, the small ones may get lost with all the other flavors if it's not as large as it needs to be. So you want to try to keep it as uniform as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're not machines. So it's never going to be exactly the same. But as close to perfect as you can get it, it'll be a
Wonderful.
beautiful thing.
It is beautiful. And look at how beautiful these colors are. I know we already talked about eating the rainbow, but you'll see the same themes throughout all of our classes is we want colorful food. Every single color of a food, even with these bell peppers, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, all different colors are a different vitamin and mineral profile. So not only is it cute to eat the rainbow, but you're essentially getting all the vitamins and minerals that you need for your diet if you're eating colorful throughout the day. We love that. We love that. We love that. Great. So let me see where we at. We're dicing, we're
Diced up.
slicing.
So we need 2 cups of these bell peppers.
Okay, great.
And I think we're really close to that 2-cup mark.
Great. Yeah. And once you get used to cooking, I feel like you can eye that pretty easily. But you can always have your 2-cup measurement, your 1-cup measurement near you. I always giggle when I see the cups that are 2 cups. I go, this just looks like a bigger 1 cup, which done.
Yeah, I think we just used one.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure we just used that cup that you're talking about right now.
That's so funny. Yeah. But this salad, yeah, it's highlighting some bell pepper. We have tomato. We have a nice English cucumber there too. And I'm so excited to make our own dressing.
Oh yeah, the
So,
dressing
so
is
excited.
really simple. It's gonna be really bright and fresh,
Mm-hmm.
and not hard to make at all. Excuse me. I'm trying to
Oh,
knock that
no
out.
problem. No problem. No problem. This is good chopping techniques for us to
Mm.
watch. Great. That looks good. That looks good right there.
No, I just
Go ahead. Let's, you know what?
yeah,
Let's
something
do,
about that orange.
let's do
one.
all the beautiful colors. Let's do all the. Have you ever made stuffed bell
Oh,
peppers?
yeah.
Ooh, that's one of my
Absolutely.
favorite foods.
Yep, and you can do that. That could be, vegetarian. You can do veggie stuff, peppers.
I've
know
made
people-
those before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have made those before. I did beans and rice.
Yep. I was just about to say beans will work, rice. If you eat meat, people do like to use chicken and
Mm-hmm.
other meats. I would say chicken for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or
mm-hmm,
ground turkey instead of like ground beef,
mm-hmm.
things like that. But the vegetable stuffed ones is really good, especially with like just a nice sauce over it.
Yes. And it's so nice that you said that about the meat. And what the point of this plant power challenge is not to turn you all vegan. It's to add those essential plants into your diet that you may be missing. Our standard American diet, people only eat about 7% fruits and vegetables. It's called the SAD diet, standard American diet. They're only eating about 7% fruits and vegetables. And so that's the point of this challenge, is to really make sure that we can increase those essential fruits and vegetables in our diet because that's the base. I tell people all the time, you do not need to be completely plant-based, but the base of your diet needs to be plants. And that's how you know you have the foundations of a healthy diet. Ooh, we're chopping our tomato.
Really nice sized tomato.
Who grew up feeling like we may have to use a serrated knife to chop a tomato? Me. You heard that too?
Oh yeah.
I used to hear that all the time. You have to use a serrated knife. And I was just realizing nobody in my family was sharpening their knives.
That's all it was.
Tell us about the importance of having a sharp knife because that is sharpened and ready
Yeah,
to go.
it's really important, especially when you're chopping things like tomatoes, because the acidity from the tomato will help to dull the knife. So you have
I
to
did
be-
not know that.
Yeah, so you have to be sure that you are staying up on sharpening those, especially if you use them to cut acidic, vegetables and things like that, because it dulls it out really good.
I did
So
not.
the sharpness, it helps to get through there because again, this has that skin on it. So if the knife isn't sharp, you run that risk of it sliding off, and then there's your finger. So we always want to safety first with whenever you're cooking anything.
Mm,
We want to go safety, and part of safety is making sure you have really good sharp knives.
Okay, great. So is that in
That-
how much tomato are we
We
using?
got a cup. That's gonna be a cup right
That's
there.
perfect. Okay, and you can see in our beautiful big bowl, we have all these beautiful vegetables in there. So we can
Take
just
that
come in.
from you and just
Ooh.
slide that right in there.
Look at that technique. Isn't that wonderful?
Speeds it up a little bit instead of having to try to scoop everything up.
Okay.
All right, now we need a half a cup of our cucumber. So
Wonderful.
we're just gonna
I'll help
cut
you
that
grab these
right in there.
ingredients out of the way. Now, this is an English cucumber, but you can use any type of cucumber that you find from the store. And now they make cucumbers actually in all sizes. You know how you can buy the mini ones in a pack? I saw some at the store that say teeny cucumbers. And I don't know if that's a farming technique or how they're making these cucumbers so small, but any type of cucumber works. And we want to make sure, again, as we're talking about fiber, look at how we're keeping that skin. That fiber, that skin on the outside is so good for you. Growing up, I always had cucumbers with no skin on them. And I don't know why people did that. Maybe they're softer that way, but I really love to utilize that skin on the outside.
I think people just have a phobia of skin. I think they're not supposed to eat it because most things you peel, so.
And I think that's why people, washing the produce is so essential so that you can eat the beautiful skin on the outside.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, look how quickly the salad is coming together.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take long. It's gonna be really, really bright, really fresh.
I want to eat it right now.
Not yet. We're
Okay,
close. We're
okay.
close.
He's
We are
always
close.
having to tell me
We are
stop eating,
close.
Camille.
I'm gonna check our farro just to make sure that we're not. Actually, I'm gonna remove that from the heat now
Ooh.
because we are really close on that. So
Wonderful. Look how everything's coming together.
I'm gonna just keep the lid on that and let the rest of that moisture just absorb. We'll cut our stove off.
Great.
All right, we got our cucumbers, we have our peppers, we have our tomato. And now we are going to move on to our dressing, I believe.
Wonderful. Yeah, because we only have a
Yeah.
couple more things to combine. So
Yeah, so the olives and the chickpeas are all that's left to go in there.
okay, great.
So
Great.
yeah, and we can wait to add those in.
Okay, here's a little bowl. If you want a little bowl to start whisking your dressing ingredients
Actually,
together.
I think we need a whisk.
Well, we can definitely grab you a whisk.
Take that bowl from to everything.
Thank you. Look at how we have our beautiful
More
magic
mystery
hands.
hands.
That's
More
so funny.
mystery hands.
Do you like to make dressing?
I love
Homemade
to make
dressing?
dressings. Yeah, I love it.
I love that too.
It always tastes better when you make it. So what dressing did we make with sprouts? Was it Caesar dressing?
We
For
did,
the
yeah, we did a
kids?
homemade Caesar dressing with the kids.
Yeah, so the kids they did a really good job making that dressing. That was one of the better Caesar dressings.
Yes, and that's one of our youth programs. So not only do we do culinary programs for adults, get healthy people out into the community, we also know it starts with the younger generation, right? And I used to love to cook with my family members. I can see me in my great grandma's kitchen right now. She used to make, this is so funny. She used to make me something called tuna on toast, which was basically like canned tuna with like a bechamel sauce on a piece of toast. Oh my gosh, that was the best thing in the entire world. You could not tell me that that was not Michelin star gourmet dining
And it
right
probably
there.
was,
And it was.
especially if grandma made it.
And it's the love. It's the love. And so we really try to show that. Of course, we want people to come to us if you have hypertension, if you have high diabetes, if you have high cholesterol. But let's also start the foundation with our young people. Let's teach them those culinary skills and let's teach them how to feel comfortable and independent in the kitchen. Our youth programming is called Sprouts. Currently, we like to serve middle school age, but we are planning to do teens. We're planning to do our younger kids in the summer. So I can't wait.
All right, so we're gonna make our zesty lemon dressing,
Nice.
and we're starting with a 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
Ooh.
I'm gonna actually measure this just so I can
Yep.
show you guys how many lemons it takes to make a 1/4 cup.
Yes. And you might want to zest it first before you squeeze it.
Yeah, I should have probably did that before I cut it,
You
but
know,
that's fine.
We do things how we can do them here.
Yeah.
Okay. And the zest is really nice because it gives like a powerful lemon flavor. You can just zest it right before you squeeze it into the bowl. Why do you like using zest?
Just it brings the brightness to the dish. Whatever dish you're using, like sometimes lemon juice just isn't enough. So you need that zest to really bring that brightness. And people who are like looking for salt, this is a great way to kind of get that salt feel
Mm-hmm.
without actually adding salt. So,
Nice.
no
And you
lemon
don't,
zest.
and you don't need that much. You just need about a teaspoon.
Yeah, there it is.
We have a great zester right there.
All right. So we're actually going to squeeze this in here so we can get a good measure on this.
Great. Yeah, it is good. And we have a citrus squeezer. You could be like Camille and just use your hand. But this is much better too, because then you don't get the seeds in there. You know how many times I put lemon in, do a dash of lemon on top, and then boom, seeds everywhere.
I do it all the time.
Oh my gosh, then you gotta go in and pick it out. And what if you're serving people? Oh,
That's what you got to watch out for. If somebody gave me a lemon seed, I wouldn't be too upset. I love lemon, so I'm the guy that'll bite into this lemon.
are you serious?
I am.
Oh my
And it's
God.
really good for your digestive too. So lemon is really good for that.
Lemon is very good for your digestive system. That's
No,
so
I
funny.
will literally bite into a lemon. Like I like the bitter stuff.
Yes, I love the flavor of lemon too. I love the flavor. And I've seen people make their own like candied lemon peels.
Yeah, yeah.
You can make limoncello.
Mhm.
Now that's not now, even though there's plants in it, we cannot say that combining lemons and vodka is plant-based. We can't do that here.
No, we cannot.
But there's so many ways to use the peel of something. Oh, look at that.
Almost. So it looks like two pretty small lemons. I think if we have bigger lemons, we might only need one. But 2 smaller lemons will get you that 1/4 cup of juice that we're looking for.
Okay, let me.
And I mean, if you go over a little bit on the lemon juice, that's fine. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect.
It's definitely not going to kill you.
It's not gonna kill you at all.
That's the good thing about any of these ingredients. Even if you use too much, that is okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
Some people may need some extra lemon juice or lemon zest, depending on, your level of bitterness that you can take.
Yes, yes.
Don't be like me and bite a lemon.
Oh my gosh, my dad loves to do the same thing. I doubt he's watching, but if you are, shout out, Dad.
Shout out.
But he used to love eating lemons growing up.
I'm measuring spoons in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we have a tablespoon. And so what are you adding now?
This is our olive oil.
Oh, extra virgin olive oil.
Extra
Okay.
virgin.
Would you say those are the foundations of a salad dressing?
Yeah, your oil, your vinegars. Those are basically going to be the foundation. Unless you're getting into more creamier dressings, then you need your egg and things like that. But if we're just doing like vinaigrettes and stuff like that, your oil and your vinegar is going to be your base.
And that's wonderful because a vinaigrette is so healthy.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot lighter than your creamy dressings.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sit on your stomach as long.
We
All right.
want people to feel energy after they eat. And when you start adding more plants into your diet, more whole grains, because carbohydrates give your body energy. When you start eating more of those foods, you don't feel tired after you eat. You feel energy. You feel good. You feel like you can actually do a workout. And once you start feeling that change, you don't even have to, not saying you don't have to go to your dietitian anymore, but it stops becoming such a nagging feeling. Oh, I need to get healthy. Oh, I need to please this person. I need to listen to this person. Once you start feeling the change yourself, that becomes your motivator.
Mhm.
And that is the most wonderful part about becoming healthy.
Yeah.
There are so many ways to be healthy too, when we look at different cultures across the globe. Everyone grows up eating their favorite foods. And so we can always make healthier options. Oh, you're doing some fresh garlic
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
Fresh minced garlic, and this is a pretty big piece, so I need to
Oh,
give it another smash.
oh, I love the smash and then take the skin off.
Yep.
People ask me all the time, how do you feel about using fresh garlic versus the jarred garlic?
No, no, anything you can use fresh is always the way to go.
That's a chef for you right there, for sure. You can use the garlic that's in the jar as well, but there's no other flavor other than fresh garlic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks so good. Garlic is naturally antimicrobial, super good for you. I can't believe how easy the salad is coming together.
Mhm.
Oh, I absolutely love it because I know we're getting near the end of our time. And thank you all so much for being here and joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm gonna go ahead and check on our apple baked oatmeal cups while he is finishing up our dressing. Why don't
The
you?
light is on the oven, so you should be able to see in there.
Okay,
But if you
great.
need to open it up, go ahead.
Okay, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. I think they're time to get out and set and eat. Can you tell them a little bit about more of your favorite dressings to make?
So one specifically, my favorite is probably it's a version of a champagne vinaigrette. And that I call it champagne vinaigrette. It has no champagne vinegar in it whatsoever. But it really consists of olive oil, lemon juice, fresh thyme, honey, and just a pinch of salt and pepper. And that's it. And you take it and you blend that thing up, and it's one of the most refreshing dressings that you could have. I think we may have had it when we did a class for somebody.
Oh,
Can't think of who it was with the berry salad.
yes, with the berries. Oh, that
That
was
dressing that was on.
oh, and
is
that
the
was
dressing.
so good. We're gonna have to give that recipe
Oh,
for sure.
really simple. Just thyme, garlic, lemon juice, oil, salt, pepper, honey. That's it.
Wow.
That's all the ingredients.
We have people saying,
Oh, I'm
mm.
sorry, and rice wine vinegar. Rice wine
Okay.
vinegar.
Got that acid.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, great.
That's
So
it.
we just so everyone knows, took our apple cups out of the oven. Now they're sitting on the counter, and where we want them to sit for about 10 minutes. So they're gonna be a nice dessert to try right at the end of when this is over.
And I took the farro out of the pot because we needed it to cool. So I put it
Yeah.
in the stainless steel bowl to kind of cool down a little bit.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like you are doing your job.
Oh my goodness. Who would have thunk, right?
I'm sure everyone online can tell we have quite a bit of fun here.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
You cannot be at work and not enjoy it.
Yes,
That's part of it.
I'm the same type of person. That's why I love being a dietitian and working with lifestyle medicine, trying to create our own culinary medicine program down here in South. And I just have such a passion for a healthier community. There's really nothing more that drives me to come to work every day than to feel like we can make a difference
Mhm.
in somebody's health.
Absolutely.
Oh, Dijon
So we just
mustard, that's
added
my
our
favorite.
Dijon mustard. And now we're gonna add a little bit of black pepper.
Love black pepper.
Love black pepper.
I try to tell people too, sometimes people have sensitive tummies. And so sometimes black pepper can be a little bit of an irritant. You can always leave it out. It really does add that like spicy, peppery. I mean, of course, it tastes like pepper, duh, but it just adds a little je ne sais quoi
Mhm.
to the dressing, but it definitely can be left out if needed.
Absolutely.
Right now, we're just going to add a little bit of the
Just a little
coarse
bit.
kosher salt.
Like the smallest amount.
And you know what? I tell people, once you ditch the processed foods, the chips, the fast food, you can add a little bit of salt into your cooking, especially if that blood pressure is under control. Because a lot of the sodium that gets us over that recommended sodium amount of 2,300 milligrams is from processed and fast food. So if you're eliminating that from your life and you're eating whole food, plant-based, adding a little bit of salt to balance the flavor is totally okay.
All right. So this is our dressing. Like as simple as that.
Ooh, show the camera.
Hey, you see that?
Ooh, maybe we can zoom in a little bit.
A little zoom. Do I need to step back? I'm good? Okay.
Wonderful dressing. Okay, and it looks like we honestly have would you say? We have all the components here?
We had everything we need.
Wonderful.
We just gotta add our olives and our chickpeas, which we can go ahead and toss the chickpeas in here right now.
Mm.
That's good. And the olives, we need a 1/4 cup of olives.
I love making my own dressing. It's so easy. Sometimes I just do olive oil and lemon juice and honey in a little mason jar and I shake it up.
Mhm.
Oh, so good. And you can let it sit in your fridge. It will last. Of course, it's not always going to last as long as the one with the preservatives in it. But think about it. You don't want something to preserve your arteries in your heart, right?
Excuse me. Sorry.
So we want to make sure that we're using those fresh dressings.
All right, that salad is looking really good.
This looks so good. It looks so bad. Can I eat it before all of you do?
No, you have to wait. You have to wait. Oh, we're missing one thing, and that's my apologies, the parsley.
Okay, we're gonna add some fresh parsley
Yeah.
in there. Thank you.
You can't eat that either.
Smell, whatever. It smells so good. It smells so good. Something about fresh ingredients is they always look beautiful. This is a salad that, as you can see, is very easy to put together. The thing that's drowning it on is us talking. But other than that, very easy to put together. I see you taking the leaves off of the stems. Is that
Yes.
important?
You can leave the stems. I know a lot of people that use the stems as well. I don't think there's not necessarily a benefit to it, except for it may give it like a little texture versus just the leaves. But I just like it makes for an easier chop when you take off the stems, and it looks a lot better, especially if you're using it for a garnish. You don't want to have those stems trying to sprinkle stems all over your dish. It just doesn't have the same effect.
Yes, and that's one thing I know that is really important to you is making the food look really beautiful.
You know, we eat with your eyes first, so presentation is a big deal.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do eat with our eyes first.
Yep.
And that's why eating colorful, a lot of people are open to it, even if they are not the healthiest of eaters. If people see a dish that looks really beautiful, they're so much more apt to try it.
Yep.
Ooh, that looks so good. People are gonna online think I'm so greedy. You know what? I just want to say it. Most dietitians really love to eat. I think it's a common misconception just because we're always talking about eating healthy that we don't eat. I know everyone in this room, you can only see us, but everyone in this room knows that I love to eat.
Oh yeah.
You know that?
I know it.
He has
I
seen
know
me.
it.
He has seen me chow now.
Farro.
Great. Oh, look at that
Oh.
beautiful farro. Ooh.
Get our dressing, another mix.
Great. I'll get us some plates because I know they want us to try it on camera.
Here we go. All right, let's get that in there. Make sure we scrape that out.
All the goodness.
Now we're gonna get all the goodness of this dressing.
Ooh.
And this dressing goes a long way. So it didn't look like I poured a lot of dressing in this bowl, but
It really
the lemon
does.
is gonna take it a long way.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'll start setting some stuff aside for you.
Right.
And we want to try this for you on camera.
All right.
We would love to try this for you on camera.
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh, it really smells so good.
It does.
I'm so excited to eat.
Hey. Everything good and mixed.
Yes.
Those gonna be our serving bowls
That
right here.
looks beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Can we see that?
Let's see.
Okay.
I'll take this from
Yeah,
you.
you can take all.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to eat. I'm gonna spill. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. I said, I'm so excited to eat. I'm gonna spill things.
You got it?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Wonderful. Here are our serving bowls.
Okay.
Who is excited to eat at home? Are you cooking along with us? I hope that you can share some photos with us on social media. If you're part of the Lifestyle Medicine Facebook page, show us how your salad turned out at home. Mine, you know, if I cooked, I think it would taste good, but it wouldn't look as good as this because you just have that special
I don't know. I think you do
chef
fine.
quality.
I think you do fine.
Thank
I
you.
think you do an amazing job with it.
Oh, thank you. He's so nice to me.
And I like to build most of my plates with a little height to them. It's just more appealing to the eye, in my opinion,
Oh,
instead of flattening it out.
that looks so
Yeah,
good.
is that-
While he's doing this, I'm gonna grab our muffins. Oh, you got
I
it.
got it.
Okay, those have been sitting, but we want to show the camera how beautiful our muffins look as well. Ooh,
That.
yes. Who is excited to eat?
Oh yeah.
Camille is excited. Camille's doing a turn. You can't see me because it's zoomed in, but I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. And look at all the wonderful whole grains, the fiber, the cinnamon, and they're so yummy. And like I said, for kids, if you're looking for kind of that granola bar
Mhm.
feel, you know what I mean? It's really good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just about to suggest you may want to eat. You can eat these with a spoon or fork because they are pretty moist. If we cook them longer, they will lock up more, but then you'll run the risk of kind of making it tough
Dry.
and dried out. So
Yeah. And you know, even if here's the thing, even if you accidentally cooked it for too long, I mean, you could totally use it as a granola, or you could use it as some type of like warm cereal as well. Okay, wonderful. So we're gonna have our spoons over here, and I am so excited to try this food.
Oh yeah.
Let us know if you have any questions, even after the fact, or if you're watching the recording later. You could always, you know, reach out on the Facebook page, or if you are in the Southwest region and you want to try one of our culinary classes, we would love, love, love to have you. Just drop by. We can tell you the schedule. Okay, you ready to eat?
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, I don't know how I can hold. Maybe I'll hold the mic right here.
You want me to hold it?
No, I got it. I
Okay.
think. Let's try it.
All right, here we go.
Cheers.
I'm gonna tap forks.
Tap, tap.
Here we go.
Mm. A lot of flavor.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Mm.
I'm not an olive fan,
Oh, see, I love olives. I was gonna say,
but I just ate that olive.
and the olive comes through.
Everything else, and it worked. So
Yes, 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 yes. This is good.
really good.
Mm.
Really bright, really fresh. Yeah, not gonna overpower you. It's not gonna weigh you down. This is really nice.
Great fiber in here. It is bright.
Good job.
You job to you
Thank
too. The thing is this could be a meal prep.
Mhm.
This could definitely be a meal prep that you could have. There's carbohydrates in here. There's fiber. Honestly, I'm not a huge person for New Year resolutions because it's the same you. You can always change at any time of the year. But if you're trying to meal prep as a New Year goal, start with this. This is
Some
great.
Mandarin oranges would be really good.
Oh,
Really good.
that'll be really good. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, let's get into
All right, we moving on to the cups. Mila, did you want to jump in here and try these cups?
You want to come?
No.
Our culinary medicine coordinator, we want
Okay,
her to
so
come
take-
so bad. Okay, great.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So these are really nice. But oh yeah, and like we could fold it down and like
You want
like
to?
a muffin. No, I'm gonna go with the spoon
Okay.
because it's really rich.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
But I'm an apple fan.
We
so-
love apples here. We order them all the time. Ooh.
All right.
This does remind me of like a baked oatmeal.
Yep.
Mm.
There we go.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's really good.
This is so good. Everyone of all ages will like this.
Can I suggest vanilla ice cream? Would that be wrong?
Oh, it's so bad. We can some plant-based ice cream.
Yeah,
That's what this is. Oh,
that's really good. I'm gonna keep mine over here because I'm not putting it back. I'm eating this.
yeah. I don't want to be gluttonous.
Nope, I'm
I know
eating
we're
that.
getting the end of the
I'm not even gonna.
challenge, but we cannot thank you all enough to join us. Does anyone know how much time we got left? 2 minutes.
minutes?
Okay, great. Wow, we really did that.
We
So if
really did.
anyone has any last minute questions, Elizabeth, if you want to interrupt us and we can answer one. But if not, we are just so happy that you joined us today.
Absolutely.
We love to show you that whole grains can be tasty. It can be fun
Yep.
cooking together in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like this is something you and your family could make at home?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure my daughter would want some shrimp or something, but I would
Hey,
tell her no, and she'd be fine with that.
And you know, shrimp is still healthy, but of course, you know, that's not what the challenge is about. But I love
Yeah.
that. This is something that can really bring people together. And I want everyone who's participating in this Whole Plant Power Challenge to also relish in the fact that not only is cooking fun and eating is fun, you're adding to your health. Eating this way can give you a long and healthy life. And we want long lives, but we also want that quality of life there
Absolutely.
too. So eating plant-based has been shown to prevent all sorts of diseases, give you a long, healthy life, and especially if you can incorporate that exercise in there.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Cam and
Cooking itself
Camille,
is just healthy.
this was excellent. You had a great crowd joining you today. So many questions. Our team behind the scenes tried to really answer all of them as we went throughout.
Thank
Nice.
Love
you.
your energy, loved all your points you made along the way. So we couldn't have asked for a better session. We're all drooling
I felt
watching the
better.
food. A few people mentioned they've already made the dishes or they're making it along with you and they've really enjoyed
There we go.
tasting it. So you knocked out of the park and we hope to have you guys on again doing some more cooking demonstrations. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We absolutely love being there for you today, and we hope everyone has a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining us.
Guys.
Bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Take care. Bye-bye.